So one of the first programs that I worked on was like Google Digital Skills for Africa.
Hi, people. Welcome to another beautiful episode of the Cafe One Pod. We have an amazing new studio. I'm so happy. It's so cute and perfect and white. It's amazing. Great space. I love the chairs. I chose everything, so of course I love it. Now that I'm speaking about the studio is available to be rented. Oh, come and use it. Put money in our pockets. Support the ministry. Rent the Cafe One podcast room. We have one in Uyo, we have one in Enugu, we have one in or we have two in Lagos, one in VI, Adeola Odeku, and another one in Unilag. Okay? Please come and rent. We are running a promotion at the moment. It's going for 40% off, and I'm sure you want a discount. Everybody does. Now, for what we're actually here for. Welcome to another beautiful episode of the Cafe One Pod. It feels like I've not sat in front of a camera for like 100 years. It's just been a few weeks now, but it feels like it's been longer. Like I said, we've been busy with renovating and all of that, but we've not stopped giving you back-to-back content every single Friday. As usual, we have a guest in the studio with us today. You're wearing a cap. I don't know if they can release you, but that's fine. You don't really need to see him. You will hear more about him when he starts speaking. So I don't know. Do I need to bother? Okay. Before we go into introducing him, because I'm trying to keep him in this studio for as long as possible, just if you know him, you can just type out what his name is in the comments. Then now we can move to introducing him for himself. He can do that for himself. Oh yeah.
No one's
Over
typing
to
out
you.
anything. Like no one knows me.
Who told you?
I'm not even that popular.
Okay then, if you insist, no problem. We'll prove you wrong, but carry on.
Hi,
Tell us
everyone.
who you are.
My name is Dolapo. What else?
That's all. Your name is Dolapo.
Should I say my life story? Or what do you
Yeah,
want to know?
if you want to say your life story.
My name is Dolapo. I'm from Ibadan.
Wow. Thank you so much for telling us that.
I moved to Lagos some years ago, and I've done
Oh,
a few
really?
things here.
You moved to Lagos a few years ago.
Not a few, like 2018.
2018.
So
that's how
about
many
7
years?
years ago.
That's still new-ish.
Yeah.
How was the switch? Like when you first came to Lagos from Ibadan, how did you feel about it?
I mean, it was new. I think like that's the way.
Was it crazy? You can say crazy.
It was sort of crazy, but I would say like my initial 1 year ish in Lagos, I wasn't going out so much.
What were you doing?
I was indoors and doing courses and stuff like that. I didn't really.
Okay.
So long story, I moved to Lagos because I wanted to work for some startup.
Okay.
But then like 1 month in, like as like the second month of working for the startup, like things happened.
What happened? They
Things
folded.
happened. Anyway, I just couldn't basically
Tell us what happened. Now, which one is things
they
happened?
they couldn't pay us anymore, stuff like that.
After 2 months.
Of me joining.
Okay.
And so essentially like I had to now figure out what I want to do with my life.
So you now
blah, blah,
became
blah.
compulsory
I was now
homebody.
doing
Just inside.
And I was now doing like courses and stuff.
They will think you're an introvert. They don't know that's just unemployment.
I sort of
I don't. Why do you like lying?
But I sort of
You're not.
what have I ever done to show that I'm not an introvert?
Should we speak on it?
Because I organize parties.
Please, how many introverts do you know that just, have a few day organizing parties? Introverts organize
work.
seminars. That's what introverts do. Seminars. And what's the name of this one that they do on the internet? Webinars.
Let's just say that I know how to act the roles that I need to act to be who I want to be.
Okay.
So
you are what's the name of these people that have two personalities?
Yeah,
bipolar. Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm bipolar, but let's just say I can be whoever I need to be.
That's actually motivational in a way. You can be whatever you want to be at any point.
Yeah, whoever, even not just whatever.
Okay, whoever you want to be at any point.
Yeah.
So after moving to Lagos, what else? Tell us more about.
Like what happened after?
Yeah. After you got.
So I was doing courses.
After they did not pay you for 2 months.
I left.
Oh,
I
you
didn't
left.
get sacked.
Are they still existing?
Yeah.
What's their
I
name?
think why would that now? I think they actually sort of found a way to, stay afloat and yeah.
That's nice. So you should actually say their name because
No.
this is a
I
motivational
like that's a
story.
part of my life
If
that
your
I don't
startup
even
is
want to
sinking, you can still make it. Because if in 20, what year was that? 2017,
18.
18, they were struggling with paying salaries and they're
Yeah.
still alive till today.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's a testament.
Good for them.
Yeah. Would
But
you work there again? What's so funny? I don't understand.
is that a serious question?
What if now they're better? What if now they have money and they can pay you your wages? Like, what if that was just their reason with me time?
I don't think I would. Like, I don't see how.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're all about the money now. I'm
Not
forgetting your
necessarily.
roots.
I don't think I've ever been all about the money. I don't think I am all about the money. If I was all about the money, I probably
You
would be doing
probably
something
what?
different.
Like what?
Like
Fraud.
maybe I would not have left my
Yahoo.
left my cushy job to be full-time entrepreneur.
Fair enough. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't get it because I wouldn't leave my job.
That's
be
what
an
everybody
entrepreneur.
says.
I wouldn't. Nope.
That's what everybody says.
I wouldn't leave my job. Except God tells me in a dream that, oh, this is what you're meant to do. I need that type of divine higher calling.
But why
before-
wouldn't you leave your job? Like if you had something
Because I like a stable income. I'm so sorry.
if you had something
lifestyle
that you really
costs,
believe in, like
the lifestyle
deeply.
is really costly. So I need stable income.
But
I can't
whatever it
be-
is you're making in that stable income, it could be like you're trading your potential to make 10x of that.
Why don't we just combine? I believe in collaboration.
No, but that can work fine up to a certain point. There's a point where you can't sort of chase two rats and catch both. Like there's
Why would I be chasing rats? What type of analogy is that? Why would I be chasing
the
rats?
point is that there's a ceiling. And when you are
true.
close to that ceiling,
True.
and you
I agree
realize
with
it,
that.
then you realize that okay, I have to sort of
I agree with that.
pick my battle and then focus on that.
Fair enough. So you moved to Lagos. Then after you got you started working again.
I started working. So I worked at my first actual I moved to Lagos. Whatever happened. I was basically there was always We Talk Sound but then it was not like a business.
What is We Talk Sound? You just
should we start from the
mentioned
beginning
that.
or the end? Because this is like starting from the beginning. But if you ask me what is We Talk Sound, I'll say what it is now, and that's like starting from the end.
Okay, so you want to go through the story and now tell us
Because initially
about We Talk Sound.
it was just a community
Okay.
where my friends and I used to talk about music, and that's why it's called We Talk Sound.
What platform did you guys start
WhatsApp.
from?
It was a WhatsApp group chat.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, like literally just a simple group chat that I created one day
Okay.
in like 2016,
Okay.
and added a few of my friends, and they added their friends, and they added their friends, and we all used to make music. We all used to be in the studio recording. I used to talk
I'm
about
so sorry.
music.
Like anytime I hear about people that used to make music, how do you deal with people that are singing nonsense? Like the song is not sweet, it's not entering. How do you?
I mean, that's a good question. Even to date, obviously now that it's it's a very serious thing. Like that stuff that we have to deal with all the time. Like people reach out and say, "Oh, promote my song or help me work with me," but the music's not great. I feel like you just have to realize, obviously, gauge the kind of person they are, what the appetite for feedback is.
Okay.
Because some people might say, "Oh, give me feedback on my music," but they actually cannot.
They don't want
it.
to hear.
Some
They really don't want to hear
people
what you have
straight
to
up are even
say.
saying, "I'm not asking you for feedback. Like I did not come and ask for your opinion." So you have to sort of gauge the person and also gauge the amount of your own interest in whatever this person is doing. Like, do you have a vested interest in the person?
Okay.
And if you don't really have any stake in whatever the person is doing, then you can keep your opinion to yourself.
Fair enough.
If you are not asked for it. Yeah.
I agree with
but
that.
yeah, like that's something you have to do with, because music is such an interesting thing. It's like a low hanging thing. Like anyone can literally just go into the studio and say, "Oh, I now sing." Like there's not in the same way that anyone can wake up now and say, "I'm a software engineer." Or I'm
Who told
a
you? Me, I
product
can wake
designer.
up and just say I'm a software
Hey, say it
engineer.
now. Hey, we are now.
I don't want to be.
Show us your apps.
I don't want to be a software engineer. Is the
What
problem? If I wanted to be, I'll just wake up one day and proclaim I'm a software engineer.
And then what happens?
And who is going to? I will go and write code on AI.
Fair.
You see?
But would you pass an interview? Would you like go to a job interview?
If you
and
see me,
actually,
you have
like,
to hire me
Why?
because I'm the best.
Because you're using jazz.
I didn't say that. I said I'm the best.
The best what?
The best software
Based on
engineer.
what?
That's not for you to. Are you interviewing me? Do I work for me?
Yes,
Where is the work?
I have it.
Where is
Send
it
your
now?
portfolio.
Where is the
No,
work
when you
first?
send
I
your
don't send my
portfolio.
portfolio to people that are wasting my time.
Oh wow.
Tell me the
For your hypothetical career that doesn't even exist. You're already proud.
it's part of the business. You have to carry shoulders if you know what you're doing. Yeah. You
That's
just
like
have to.
by the way, that's like a very Lagos like.
What do you mean is a
person.
very Lagos person?
You Lagos people know.
What happened? What are you
Like you
trying to
guys know
say?
how to do that.
It's like you go back to Ibadan because I don't know what you're speaking about.
At this point.
At this point, you want to go. You're tired of us.
I'm already making plenty money in Lagos, so I don't need to be living here anymore. I don't even need to be here. I'll just
funds.
Yeah.
You're making plenty money. Must be nice. God will do it for the rest of us in Jesus' name. Amen.
And if you need mentorship,
we need moneyship. We don't need mentorship.
I can teach
Give
you how
us
to
money.
Make, I can teach you how to make
press money or clear. You don't need to.
I'll clear.
Okay, so let's go back to the serious stuff. You moved to Lagos. You started another job. What year was this?
It was still 2018. So I started courses actually in data analytics. So before then, I studied electrical engineering. So that has nothing to do with any of this. UI Ibadan. All my life Ibadan until 2018. Everything. Primary school, high school, uni, everything. And so I had already dabbled a bit into like digital marketing.
Okay.
Like just learning how it works. And I feel like that's some of the stuff that has just helped me navigate to where I am today. Because every sort of work I've done in some way has connected to like just the internet and just understanding how platforms work and all of that. So, but I decided to get into data analytics because it just seemed like there was a time when I feel like there was even a period where data analytics had better PR than even like software engineering. There was a time when it was like be a data analyst because the appeal for data analytics was that no matter the industry you're working in, data is useful. Like whether you're HR, you're in marketing, you're in products, like you need to be able to analyze data and like figure out what the data is saying and then draw insights from the data. So everybody in every field was sort of being pushed towards learn Excel, learn SQL, learn this. And it just felt to me like it resonated with me because I was like, like for me, I always knew that my career or what I would end up doing would be the kind of stuff I end up doing would be stuff that I would need to draw from a lot of like knowledge bases and influences, as opposed to a very straightforward linear career where it's like I am doing this specific thing. Like I always knew that because of my varied interests, like from art to music to just pop culture and then tech to engineering, I knew that whatever I could envision myself doing would be something where maybe someone like a consultant, something like someone who just knows many things and connects the dots from this thing to this thing and then helps people figure out stuff. Okay. So I always like lean towards learning things or dabbling into things that give me that added to that, I guess, base of knowledge for me. And I felt like understanding data, like no matter what I ended up going on to do, I would need to be able to like data is everywhere. Like whether it is what people are saying on social media or a business is like books, their finances, or weather or music streaming, whatever. Everything is numbers.
Ties to numbers.
How do I? And so I got into that. Then I started to teach it like shortly after I started learning.
You started teaching?
Yeah, like
I did. Was it like paid or
the first one was
vibes?
Not paid. The first one was an NGO.
Okay.
They had found something I published on LinkedIn. Like I wrote a Medium post of some project I did and someone found it and then reached out to me to come and teach people at this thing that they were doing. And I was like, I'm just 2 months into learning this thing. They already invited me to teach. Wow, there must be
that's
something
actually
here.
very good. Yeah, that's a very good trajectory. If I see now my software engineering career, once
in 2 months.
2 months I'll have to surpass you. And you remember that I'm the best. So I have to surpass you. So
in
tomorrow,
like 2 weeks even. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Today is
for the AI, like just writing all my prompts and all of that. Tomorrow, is for imparting knowledge in the next
in
generation.
the next generation.
See, so you
Facts.
see, you will have
I
to enroll
feel
in my
you.
class because you guys watch out.
So,
My software engineering class.
Then I now got like my first actual job, like
Okay.
serious.
Was it data?
Not exactly. I wanted it to be like, since like consulting, it was actually at KPMG, and like they had just started a data
Your
team.
CV is crazy. Oh. Do you know? But
It's
carry
okay.
on.
It's
Carry
alright.
on. Just carry
They had
on.
just started a data team at KPMG, and so, but it was not because it was new it was new for them, so it was not like a full team. It was like just this ad hoc team they put together. So I got into like tech consulting,
Okay.
and so my plan was that I would put one leg inside the data team and one leg inside my real team.
Okay.
But the thing that happens when you get into like big companies is that, especially as an analyst, and like companies that are very structured in that way, where it's like your first year, this is what you're going to be doing, your second year is what you're going to be doing. There isn't a lot of autonomy in terms of what like in terms of you doing what you actually want to do.
Yeah. You may not even find the time to like divide
to
yourself.
do other things,
Yeah.
like, because they just keep staffing you on projects. And so I just realized very quickly that I was gonna like my career was going to be diverted into a completely different direction. Because
did that make you sad?
I wouldn't say sad. I would just say like it made me want to run away. And I think for me, it's like when I stop caring about something, or when something stops connecting with me, like that. I just can't pretend. Like that's really the end for me. And so, but lucky for me, before, like when I got the KPMG offer, I also got an offer at Taxify that became Bolt today.
Oh yes, that's true. That actually happened. Oh my god, so much has happened in this my life.
Yeah,
it was Taxify before it became Bolt.
Yeah, so I actually had both offers, and then I picked KPMG over Taxify. Just because I felt like
you didn't want to enter startup again.
Yeah, like that, exactly that. And then I done a bunch of interviews. Like I was actually chasing agencies, like marketing agencies. Like I badly, because I just felt like I'm so creative. I know numbers. I know data. I'm the perfect person to work at a creative agency because I can do both the qualitative and quantitative stuff, like both the creative and the analytical stuff. But like none of them wanted to hire me. Like they were saying, oh, because I had not worked at an agency before, that I could only start as an intern. And I was just like, no, I I can't be an intern. Yeah. Like I already do all this stuff we talked about. And then like we're doing we're not big, like we're very small. The community was really small, but then we have started to like build stuff for like, so our friends want to release music, we'll be like a game for them. And I was like, I'm already doing all this cool stuff, just that no one knows me yet. But like, why would I come to your home and not be an intern? Like, I just need I need a platform or skill to be able to do what I'm doing on a bigger level. It's not like I lack the ideas. So I feel like all those things just made me feel like, oh, I wanted to work with a brand that was big and like hot, and the name was, powerful and stuff. And I was like, I'm done with all these like sorts of conversations where you're telling me to come and intern. And so, and then the whole startup thing was also there. I was like, I don't want to work for a place that they're not saying, they cannot pay me. So I went to KPMG. But I realized that, I didn't like this. I didn't like what I was working on. And also I didn't have as much input on I didn't have any input really on the projects that I was going to be staffed on. Because there's like a typical consulting company, there's like different projects. It's like this for a bank, this for this telco, this for Dangote, this for this for... And some are more exciting than others. And I think that's very interesting part of like consulting life, because everybody has a very, very different experience. Your projects determine your experience. So we can join on the same day, and then they send me to go and do something for the government, for the federal government is building this thing, or they need this strategy. And while you're doing something for like Sterling Bank. And like our experiences are going to be completely different. And now my projects could be like a 2-year project where I'm only working on that for 2 years. And your project could be a 3-month project where in the same 2 years you've worked with on 6 different projects. But me, I'm working on one thing for so 2 years. And you can't really control how that happens in your early career.
You can't ask to be moved. Like,
I guess you can, but the question is, would that be obliged? So
fair enough.
it's like the first few years of your career are completely in the hands of other people to determine where to put. And I was just like, I don't like this. And so I reached out to the Taxify guys. I said, actually, is the offer still there?
How long did you work at KPMG for?
Like 5 months.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they were like, yeah. And
also, Taxify still had the opening.
Yeah, because they really wanted to hire me. Like, they were very particular about it. They actually told me to not go to KPMG. They advised me.
Why did they even know that you had a KPMG offer? You told
No,
them?
because like they sent their offer. When they sent their offer, I didn't like this thing where you interview a candidate, everything seems like it goes well, and then we send you the offer, and then for like a whole day you just don't reply, and they're like, is it the money? Is it this? Like, what's the problem? Like, what do you want? So I'm like, oh, sorry. The problem is that. Funny thing is that before the final interview at Taxify, I already had the KPMG offer.
But I just like, let me. But you just did it for the plot,
because I have nothing to lose. Yeah. And then they now sent me offer, and they actually were offering me more money than KPMG. So I was like, which one should I do? But I was like, nah.
Really?
I'm still going to KPMG.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
How much was this?
It wasn't a lot of money.
Tell us now, how much was it at the time?
So I think that my first salary at KPMG was like take home per month as an analyst first year in 2018 was like 180 something K.
Okay.
And KPM and Taxify was 200 and something K.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think KPMG would have, and Taxify also had some benefits, like you would get like 30 something K every month in free rides.
Okay.
And this was 2018, by the way. It was
30K
a long time ago.
30K was enough for a month.
Money.
Yeah.
Then, but KPMG, because it's more structured, there was a lot more, like you get bonus, you get this. So,
and just KPMG.
Yeah, just
KPMG.
And so, but then I reached out to Taxify. Lucky for me, there was an opening again, and then just hired me, and then I worked there for like.
Was it still the same offer? Did they adjust their offer?
It was the same offer, but there's supposed to be an increase in your salary when you get confirmed.
Okay.
After 6 months, but then I got confirmed in 4 months because I did some stuff.
Okay.
Please. And so then I was there for like a year.
Okay.
And yeah, that was an interesting time. That was a very different experience from KPMG. It was like in a way, like the opposite, where like I felt very like important, like very critical to the company's operations, because like it was a startup, like there was a lot of room. Like it was basically a thing of, what can you do? If you can do stuff, come and do it. Like there was no real hierarchy, like in the same way of seniority of. Also because like they particularly wanted to hire me because of my analytics stuff, like the skills I had with like data and stuff.
Okay.
So as I got in, like I was immediately like doing stuff, like because they didn't really have anyone that had those skills at the same level that I did.
Okay.
So I was immediately doing stuff, and they were already seeing the value. Like I was analyzing stuff from the past and discovering things that they hadn't seen before. And I think there was one particular thing that even now led to them confirming me on earlier, because like there was something that I found, that there was a mistake in something that I found, and they were like, oh shit. Okay. And yeah, that was interesting. And while doing all of this, like WeTalk Sound was like, I was doing WeTalk Sound by the side.
Yeah.
So.
And it was growing.
It was growing. It was exploring different things. I think working at both also helped, because I was able to sort of do some stuff for the marketing team at both with WeTalk Sound.
Okay.
And that sort of gave us some exposure to get more projects. And it's just sort of, but I would say that it was during COVID, and just like that COVID era that WeTalk Sound really, that it became like a very serious thing for me. Or maybe it was then, I would say, I got to the point where I realized that this thing is actually like could actually be like a proper business. It's not just, me and my friends are having fun. It's now like there's something we're doing that people serious. Actually want, like people actually like and want us to come and do for them.
Okay.
And so let's come and do it for them. And so that's when we now started like an agency, and we now started to provide services for people. And people now come and say, oh, I want to drop my album. What can you do for me? And and when I say people, I mean like bigger, like actually established artists and labels and stuff. And then I joined Google 2020.
You joined what?
Google.
Okay.
Why do you say you joined what? Like you
Well,
did not hear what
I
I
just
said.
needed you to repeat it
Oh,
again.
and like my
Nice.
first role at Google was a contract role for like a year.
Okay.
And then I did that, and then I joined again for a renewed contract, and then just shortly after that, I got a full-time role.
Okay.
In 2022.
So it was 2 contracts.
I didn't finish the second. The second one, I was just a few months into the second one.
Before you got
before I got full-time role. And then, yeah.
So what was your time at Google like? What did you used to do for them? Were you doing data? Or
no.
You're
so
now
when
marketing
I got in,
fully?
Interesting thing, the person who actually referred me to my first role at Google was one of the owners of the NGO that I did the training for when I started learning.
Oh my, that's actually crazy.
Yeah.
So the NGO you did the data thing that you started teaching people after just 2 months of doing data analytics. So you got a referral from them, and
no, it's not that I got a referral from them. One of the people there was on the same team that I was going to join at Google. So like someone got a full-time role.
Do you want to tell us the name of this NGO?
It's called Afrotech Girls. Afrotech Girls.
Why were you there? Are you a girl?
No, but I was teaching girls. Like I didn't have to be a girl. I was teaching. Okay, I was providing my impactful service to humanity.
Your data.
Yeah.
2 months of data. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't. I'm
so sorry. This thing you've done now. I swear it has given me this software engineering career. It may sound like a joke.
So the person who referred me to Google was actually one of the owners of the NGO where I did the NGO. Afrotech Girls. Yeah. And so when I joined at first, it was more of like a sort of hybrid of marketing and data. Okay. So like building dashboards and stuff like that. And just helping the team do like random stuff. But when I got into like my full-time role, I got into like this program called APMM. The APMM program. It's a role and a program. So it's like Associate Product Marketing Manager. So it's like Google's early career global. Also, you were fine
with early career from Google, but you don't want internship from other people. Look at you.
No, like guys, the program is actually quite prestigious. Like it's one of the most prestigious like marketing.
Internship is not prestigious.
No one knows them. Once you enter plane and you go anywhere else, no one has heard of them. So
fair enough.
So yeah, got into that, and like that was very exciting because like besides the fact that it is a role, like that's your role and APMM, there's also like a community. So it's one of these programs that's like there's a bunch of APMMs across the world, and they do like boot camps. Like you network amongst all the APMMs. You guys are in, like I was in brand and reputation. Some people are in ads marketing. Some people are in
I
like different
brand and reputation. That's nice.
Really.
Yeah,
that was my team for like 2 years.
Yeah. It's like brand management, but I'm guessing it's
it's like brand management, but it's so the way it is at Google is very geared towards like dealing with like government as well. So like you're managing your brand, and your reputation both to consumers and to key opinion formers.
So is that like some form of compliance
in marketing? So imagine that the marketing team was doing policy.
Not compliance.
So it's more policy than compliance. Although there's like an actual policy team.
Just making sure that you are in line with maybe rules and regulations, like in terms of
that would be more so like what the policy guys are doing. So on the marketing side, it's more so basically partnering with the government, or not just government, but like agencies, like just people who so partnering to build programs that help both companies achieve their initiatives. So one of the first programs that I worked on was like Google Digital Skills for Africa. I don't know if you've heard of that. That's a very popular program.
Yes, definitely.
So stuff like that. And then I moved on to working on Google Career Certificates, which is also very popular. Like insanely popular. Like
I think it became really popular like during COVID because like everybody was trying to get certifications and skills.
And so just after COVID, like around like 2022, I started to manage the program for Africa. And that now was like a lot of marketing campaigns, partnerships. So now sometimes we'll partner with like government agencies to.
Okay.
So let's say government also has a mandate to train people in tech, then we'll now give scholarships. So it was really interesting and impactful. Like from an impact perspective, I think that was like some work that I did that really, and it wasn't just Nigeria. It was like Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, and some other countries as well. And yeah, so I did a lot of stuff like that, and that was like very holistic because it will include like beyond all the partnerships, also like campaigns, so like influencer campaigns, like ads, like even producing like content. So like I produced like some films to promote the program
interesting.
in multiple countries. Like
you would like that because you're already in media.
exactly. So also worked on like some music related stuff.
Okay.
Like the Rema O2 concert, that was live streamed on
Rema.
YouTube. Yeah.
I like Rema.
Like worked on that. So it was really fun just working on projects like Africa-wide projects. I think that's one of the things that you gain at a company like that. The scale of the work that you do and the projects you work on is wider than almost anywhere else you could work, right? It's like, the kind of budgets you work with, the kind of stakeholders you deal with, the kind of just the size of the project is like just so big, and you see how things actually work in like such a big
organization
system.